So, you guys, I did bring you guys just some literature, you know, and this is just career oriented. I'll leave them. I'm going to take the white thing, but I'll leave a couple things, you guys. And again, those are things when you're looking for a career, look at. You know, there's different the benefits and etc. But another thing, ask crew members or ask people, how do they like their job? You know, do you like the job because you like it, or do you like it because you got to get paid? And I can guarantee you, if you do it because you get paid, it's only going to last a few years, and you're going to bring stress home to the wife and the family or the husband or whoever, and it's not very enjoyable. Okay. Thank you guys very much.
Thank you. So why do you call it captain?
Oh yeah, okay. She was actually asking that. Yeah, and ask questions too. I'm sorry. As far as the captain goes, you guys, Trader Joe's, we run with a nautical theme. Anybody been in the store before? You guys hear the bell ring? Anybody know what the bell rings?
Yeah.
Right. Okay. So we go nautical theme. So positions of titles. Yeah. I'm captain, so I'm the store manager. I'm like the GM or general manager. Aletha, she's the assistant, so we call her the first mate on the ship.
Yes.
The next level of management we have, you guys, is merchant. The next level after that is specialist, and the next level after that is a novitiate. They're all basically a nautical type term, you guys. And what it does, it creates interest. It's going to spark something where it's like to ask questions and the curiosity. We have kind of going on the same tangent. We have a lot of products that are exclusive to Trader Joe's. You can't get them anywhere else. People like exclusivity. Like, oh, I can only get it there? Well, let me go there. I don't care how long the line is. I don't care how long the wait is. I mean, what, we're going to have Harry Potter, the movie, come out, next week? There'll be people waiting in line like tomorrow. And the movie ain't coming out till like next Friday. You know, it's that curiosity to be the first person there to see it or whatnot. But that's why we do the names of that. And also like the wood, it's all cedar wood within the store. Going back to the bells, that's how we communicate, you guys. As a customer experience store, you know, our management team doesn't feel that it's necessary to get on the overhead intercom to say, I've got a phone call. As a shopper, do you care that I have a phone call? Mm-hmm. No, well, so what? Craig's got a phone call line 1. So we ring the bell, you guys, and that's how we communicate. We use one bell to bring up more registers. 2 bells will bring up some type of assistance, carryouts, and different things. And 3 bells is generally a manager that would come up from for a void or a return or whatnot.
Okay.
Yeah, that's kind of the way that we do it.
And, you know, going into a Trader Joe's has always been a pleasant experience. I mean, it's like, you know, you go there, and even if you want to buy one thing, you feel happy doing it.
Yeah.
So that's a great feeling.
Thank you. And you guys, that's one of the toughest things, you guys. You know, I will sit down with my crew in about 2 weeks and give reviews, right? And I've got about 47 crew members. We just hired a couple. I've got 47 crew members, and to have 47 different personalities jive and mesh to seem like it's one is an amazing feat. And I always use this because our last subject on the review process is worst part of the team. And I kind of joke around with them and I go, it's how well we play in the sandbox. You know, my wife, she teaches, actually, she's a 4th grade teacher. And I joke around because she'll come home and tell me stories and I'll tell her stories and whatnot. And I go, babe, at least your 4th graders won't talk back to you. Because you know, our demographics range, you guys, we've got people as early as 17, and believe it or not, when we first opened the store, actually, a little touchy story for Northern Cross High, when we first opened the store here, we hired, I think it was a half a dozen high school kids from Northern Cross High, and we've actually, Andrew Schwab, he just graduated this year.
Oh.
He's working at our store and
So
whatnot.
do you still hire new graduates?
We hire whomever, Mish, yeah, it doesn't matter, you know, and I mean, I tell people this all the time. If you don't have any work experience, that's fine, because guess what? I don't have to teach you, I don't have to unteach any bad habits. You know, I can teach you anything. I generally will just tell a new applicant, I go, you know how to make somebody smile? You know how to make somebody laugh? Cool. I can teach you how to use a register. I can teach you how to do the different operations within the store.
So not many people can do that.
No, yeah, it's tough. You know, and the hard thing, you guys, for us, and something I've learned over the last few years, especially in my position, it's all about the hiring, you guys, and it's really challenging, because one thing with our company is our company really supports employees. So you know, it's good in both ways.
Right.
You know, where you know they'll help protect me, but also at the same time, I have to have somebody late like 20 times before I can let them go. So it becomes tough, but you know, it creates and cultivates an environment that people are willing to kind of go the extra mile and or work a little bit harder.
That brings a good question. So when you're creating this atmosphere of harmony,
Mm-hmm.
And what happens if you have one bad apple and there's some problem with what, or they're going through some tough times and they're not really doing the job well? How do you manage that? I mean,
Usually
do you have a different way of managing that than other companies?
Yeah, I think Vish, we do an approach that I'll usually do. Let me give you. I'll cite a real example. You guys, this is a personal, real example that I've had to do with a crew member as of recent. Okay, crew member, they rang up the register and didn't have the person pay for it. Okay, and guess what? It was unfortunate. We went up to the gal, we pulled her in the back room and talked to her and whatnot. And we're like, hey, you know, so-and-so, you know, hey, the person walked out, you know, we started off, and usually this is how how are you doing? What's going with you? Everything okay? And she goes, yeah, everything's okay. Her dog, this gal, she raises dogs to go, pardon me guys, to runs them in tournaments and whatnot, and she raises dogs. One of her dog was ill. That's like her kid. This dog is like her kid. So at home, this dog is like dying. It caught parvo, which is a terrible disease for dogs, very uncommon. Well, she's a little distressed. That's why we figured maybe she let the customer go out. And guess what happened an hour later? Unfortunately, we wrote her up. The first time we wrote her up. We have to, as a company, I still have to stand behind the company's values. An hour later, she did the exact same thing. Literally an hour later. We pulled her aside and started that whole dialogue again. Hey, Mary, is everything okay? And she kind of opened up to us a little bit more, you know, and we went, wow, she's obviously, something outside of the workplace is affecting her. And that's a decision. And I think, to kind of clarify this question a little bit better, I think that's how we operate a lot differently than other companies. You know, we care about that person, and even the initial dialogue to start with. Aletha, my first mate, you know, I would say this in front of her. She came from big box places, meaning other retailers, other big establishments, grocery establishments. And when we first had to do interaction, she's like, "Great, get him out of here, get him out of here." No. Hold on. We have to teach you the Trader Joe's culture. And you guys know what culture is, right? Culture's not a day. Culture's not 2 days. Culture's not 3 days. Culture's just not me. It's what we live, what we breathe. It's a continuous harmony it's from when Joe Cologne, the real Trader Joe's, because there is a real Joe, started it back in 1958. So back in 1958, Joe Cologne actually started the company.
And that was where, in California?
It's Southern California, yeah, correct. Yeah. And he created that culture for us. You know, when our first CEO, John Shields, they wanted to charge for training and whatnot. He wanted to train the managers. He sat down with this big executive establishment for training our peers and whatnot. And the establishment goes, "You want to know how much it costs?" Don't care. It doesn't matter to me. He didn't even want to see the check. Just train them, because that's another thing I think we do completely different too. A lot of one-on-one training, a lot of that, and that's where we become successful, I think.
Hey, thanks,
You're welcome.
Ray. I really appreciate it.